Good evening. This is CTV News for Friday, May 6th. I'm Karen Adams.
And I'm Byron Scott. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, a deadly afternoon in Beltsville yesterday is being investigated to see if it's linked to several shootings in Montgomery County today. Police say just after 11 this morning, 2 males and a female were shot at the Westfield Montgomery Mall in Bethesda. Those victims were taken to a nearby hospital where one adult male is pronounced dead. Of the 2 other victims, one adult male is in grave condition and the adult female has non-threatening, life-threatening injuries. Then about 30 minutes later, a deadly shooting took place near a Giant on Connecticut Avenue near Aspen Hill Road, where one female was shot and killed.
Meantime, Montgomery County Police now have an Delphi man in custody after locating him in Aspen Hill. The suspect is the same man Prince George's were looking for after a deadly shooting yesterday after he allegedly shot and killed his estranged wife in Beltsville. 62-year-old Ayalu Tordil is accused of shooting Gladys Tordil in her SUV while she was waiting to pick up her children in the parking lot of High Point High School. Gladys reportedly had a restraining order against her estranged husband.
They became involved in a verbal altercation. At one point, an individual, an adult bystander, saw this altercation becoming more heated and attempted to intervene. As he approached the male who was accosting the woman, the male produced a handgun and fired at him a number of times, striking him in the shoulder. He is in stable condition. He is expected to survive. The male then turned the weapon on the female and shot her several times. She is unfortunately deceased.
The incident happened about 2 hours after classes were dismissed. Students were immediately put on lockdown and released to their parents about 7:30 last evening. Patricia Correa heard the shots from across the street.
Vivo acá cerca en el vecindario y escuché lo que es 4 disparos y
I live near here in the neighborhood and I heard 4 gunshots, 3 that were one after the other and then another one about a minute later. I ran out of my house because my son was there after school for practice.
Ahí porque se queda práctica.
We heard the shots as I was going to the bathroom, and as I walked out, I saw the mom in the car slumped over kind of. They were trying to pull her out of the car and she just was not responding.
Once again, police now have 62-year-old Ayalu Tordil in custody for a series of incidents across the region. 2 people were shot yesterday afternoon at High Point High School. 1 woman died and another man was injured in that incident. Today, another woman was shot and killed in Aspen Hill, and 2 males and 1 female were shot at Westfield Mall in Bethesda. One of those men is dead and the other is in critical condition from that incident. A 3rd woman is hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. And this just in from a press conference. The suspect's weapon was found in his vehicle after he was taken into custody. He will be arraigned in Rockville District Court at 1 p.m. on Monday.
And the day after the High Point High School incident, CTV sits down with Mildred Muhammad. She is the ex-wife of D.C. sniper John Allen Muhammad, who terrorized the metro area in 2002, killing and injuring dozens of people. Muhammad says that she's disappointed that a strong domestic violence bill failed to pass the General Assembly this year.
They don't want to believe that domestic violence is an epidemic. They don't want to believe that someone could purposely commit these acts to hurt someone. It has to be something you did. Again, victim blaming. Had to be something you did. What did you say? Was the food cooked on time? Were you allowing him access to his children? Are you sure that's what it was? So then they creates doubt in the victim, and then she's rethinking, well, maybe it wasn't so bad. Now you're causing me to minimize my abuse. And now we just heard yesterday that the man went over to the school to kill his wife, and she's there to pick up her children.
Delegate Angela Angel, who spearheaded that bill, vows to try to get it passed next year.
On to transportation news. Metro's general manager is out with his Safe Track plan to improve safety and reliability on the rail system. This smoking fire at Metro's L'Enfant Plaza station that cost a woman her life last January and other recent events is the impetus behind General Manager Paul Wiedefeld's massive plan to address the safety concerns and to rehabilitate the system.
This is a massive undertaking. There's no doubt about it. Internally we've been talking about it. It's like a military operation. There's a lot of moving parts that have to work together very well.
The plan compresses 3 years of work into about a year.
Clearly, the level of service will go down during these surge periods.
All of the work calls for 5 stations to be closed at times during the course of the plan, and lots of single tracking, which will mean big headaches for you if you rely on the rails to get around. Some are already dreading it.
That's disgusting. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't like it. That's the bad news that I ever heard in the USA.
I'm going to end up driving to work every day and paying for parking instead of riding the Metro.
Metro does intend to dedicate 40 to 50 buses and additional rail cars to minimize the inconvenience. If approved, Safe Track would begin June 4th on the Blue Line with continuous single tracking between Franconia Springfield and Van Dorn Street.
I would have to find an alternative way of getting around because I have to get things done.
The WMATA board has been briefed and accepts that Safe Track is necessary.
We cannot continue as we are. We all know that. The incident last night, the 4 incidences on the red line in 10 days, and on and on and on.
Wiedefeld's plan is a draft. He expects to have it finalized by May 16th, and then it will go on to the WMATA board for approval. You're watching CTV News. I'm Karen Adams.
And I'm Byron Scott.